it was forecasted. I even gave you a heads up on the community chat today. Gave you an hour block window, and here we are. Reps with Reacher number 24, I believe. I forgot to check before I started writing out the post, so we're just going to run with that. Tonight, as per usual, I'm powered by Prana and a little bit of Powerade. Got my creatine and L-glutamine in a litre bottle container because I forgot to clean my protein shaker. So, but other than that, it's time to do some reps. And the Drew is still awake at 3 something ungodly hour o'clock. So I don't know if he's alive or not, but he is in the chat. So well done, the Drew. Hope you're doing well, my friend. YouTube algorithm, thanks for your comment. How are we travelling, Drew? The Drew. Just silly o'clock. Yep, I understand that. Oh gosh. What's been happening? What's been happening, mate? Ooh. Mosquito. You can go away. Mosquitoes coming out, guys. It's coming into summer weather in Queensland, and we had a little bit of wet weather the last couple of days ago, so I'm sure there's a couple extra mosquitoes lying around. So if you see me whacking myself, it's just mainly because I don't want to get bitten. Who else do we have hanging around? There's 2 thumbs up and 1 person in the chat. Happy days. Happy days. What is your sleep schedule like, the Drew? Like, because obviously you're still awake at most days at 3:30. I see you on like other podcasts and stuff like that, still awake. Yeah, you must have a freaking, what, you go to bed at 3:30, wake up at 10 AM or something? Made some food, eating that, and filled 10 gallons of water. Fixed the fridge earlier. It was down for a week. What? Sounds like a hectic night. Don't mind me. Usually a night person, but always trying to sleep at a normal time. Well, sleep sucks. Fair enough. Take your word for it. I much enjoy my sleep, so I'm not gonna try and argue with you. I just prefer to have sleep. Three people in here. Who have we got? We have the Drew as standard, but who's looking in the shadows? Is it Kern Chum? Is it Anthony? Is it the Fox doing some weird walk somewhere and not able to comment? Or driving? Find out in a moment. Come say g'day if you are new to the channel. I just do reps. RWR is Reps with Reacher. I'm the Reacher. And I invite you to do reps if you are at home with me. So, yeah. If I could have a button to make it so I could have perfect sleep times perfectly, I would love it. Yeah, I would love that too. There he is. Kern Chum in the chat. How we going, Will? should make that your nickname, Will. Will Kern Chum. You said you wanted a nickname, right? Oh, that'd be great. But yeah, Drew, anyone that wants a perfect sleep button, definitely, if you find it, send it my way too. Boop, be great. Ooh, 97. We have 590 hours until National, so you better get a wriggle on and work out what you're going to do. If you're going to cut to 90, that's a lot of kilos. I was going to get water earlier, but I forgot. So here I am. Where do you have to get the water from? As in, like, from the shopping centre, so that you can have like fresher drinking water, or what? Oh, very nice silt on the bottom. The creatine doesn't want to mix in. I think I swallowed a little bit. It didn't quite go down my esophagus right. A little bit in my windpipe or the valve. I'm dying. I'm dying. Just drink more of it. Make sure I die faster. Alright. Bam. A little bit of shoulder flow. Oh, that was a big stretch. That was a lot of band. Yeah, fair. And that's Vegas, right? Yeah, I understand that. Wasn't the best when I was there. It's probably gotten worse. That was 6 years ago. Oh no, I was there 5 years ago as well. 5 and 6 years ago. Ah, that feels nice. So how often do you, like, 10 gallons is a lot. But obviously when it's all you're having for your drinking water and stuff, it's an odour slightly cloudy. Yeah, that's disgusting. Yuck. You'd think we'd be able to do something about that, right? Well, is what it is, I guess. Who else have we got in the chat? There's 3 people. We got Will and the Drew. Who's lurking in the shadows? Say good day. It's probably Mario. Assessing how badly I'm going to take his hand later. Less than a month, buddy. Two of the 5-gallon jugs down the street. Comes to 25 cents a gallon. Not bad for the best water you can get. Oh yeah. Fair. You just walk up and down with your water. Ugh. Sounds like a task. Whew. Getting the pump already. But yeah, as you saw on the title, guys, 590 hours until Ready Go. That's the Australian Nationals on the 11th of November, which also lines up with East vs West, but as per usual for Australia, the time zones don't line up. So we'll be first, and then early the next day for us will be East vs West. So it'll be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, chlorine isn't the greatest. Never tastes the best. So, and as you can see, straight across there, next door's doing some renovations. They have a nice new handrail and some posts, and they painted up the deck. So, anyone wants to move next to me, house for sale. Going cheap, not really, but we can train on our own decks at the same time, and you know. That could go so far. That one, 500. So for American dollars, it's like 50. 500,000. Yeah. So it's not bad. Not bad. But the Drew, half of the podcasts you watch would then be on a better time zone for yourself. Think about it. Cleaner water too, guaranteed. And if you don't like the water there, you can walk down to the end of the street, just take it straight out of the creek. Although I definitely trust town water here over the creek water. Although we do have a couple of turtles living in that creek, so. And apparently a platypus. I haven't seen it yet, but there's a sign saying there's a platypus in there. YouTube boosting algorithm. That'd be hilarious. Just in the background whilst I'm doing a thing, the Drew's just standing right there. YouTube algorithm boosting. That'd be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious. Getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. This one is great at holding the arm wrestle peg. See, look, look at it, doing great. See, speed. That left arm, it's doing great at its job. It's just going to be holding the peg at nationals. Won't be doing anything. My left is not ready for the super heavyweights of Australia. But righty, she on the money. She is in perfecto form. So it's 3 weeks and what's that? 4 days until nationals. So not too long for me to train. My last heavy gym session will be just in a week's time. I'll do my last training session next Wednesday, and then as in arm wrestling training session, and then next Thursday I have my therapist booked in to get all of my even slightest niggles dealt with, and that'll be 2 weeks, 2 days out, and from there I'll just do shadow boxing and bands and things like that. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. It's getting very, very close. You've been watching any arm wrestling vids? Devin's training had Goodrich over yesterday. I saw a photo of Devin and Goodrich that he posted. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Other than that, haven't been really watching many. I just listen to podcasts as I'm driving to and from work or stuff like that. So. Oh. Alright, Will. Calm down. Alright, so as I stand like this. Alright. 104.7 without having any of this, so maybe 105 right now. Who knows? But yeah, whether I keep it or not, I've had a good couple of days of eating. Not forcing either, just felt hungry, felt like I needed to eat. And consistent creatine. Oh, there you go, you can actually see it now. See that? Ready? I'll shake it around and it'll disappear. It disappears. See? More burgers. I'm pretty much at the goal weight that I set myself at the start of the year, so I can't be much happier. I set a goal about 4 and a bit months ago with a couple of my training weights where I wanted to get to, which some of them were a bit absurd, but next week is my last heavy week, and that will be me doing those weights. I achieved 2 of the goal weights this week, and then one last one next week, which is on my riser. So I've been taking that really nice and steady, making sure that I do everything right, because I don't want to blow that out before the comp. But yeah, I am in the best form I have ever found myself, so yeah. Beef, rice, and broccoli, and pasta sauce. And lentils, jeez, throwing it all in there. I had nachos. It had 4 bean mix in there, and corn, and meat, and onion, and chips, and cheese, and sour cream, and salsa. The first part was healthy. Hey, oh, that's sad. You just meant to not spill out. That's sad. I spilled some. Let's try that again with the lid on. Really need to wash my protein shaker. Okay, so I've got 3, but only one of them is a tall one, and I usually use that for this one and then the small ones if I'm going to have a protein shake or anything. But I just haven't washed the tall one, so it stank a little bit and didn't want to use it. I couldn't be bothered cleaning it, so I put it in the dishwasher and got this out instead. Tell you what, that last bit at the bottom is going to be so good. I can just imagine it now. 6 people in the chat. How are we going? A bit of cupping now. I'll black this a little bit higher, just for this one. Come on, you bastard. See, the table's just a little bit far away. Did I click that in? I can't tell. Oh, come around. See, this is what the weight's doing to me. Don't breathe. No, I actually just pinned it in. That's hilarious. I didn't hear the click like I usually do. That's better. A little bit higher. Let's see, come there. Yeah, 6 people, but no chatting. Everyone's just watching. Lurking in the shadows. They are the Batman and women of arm wrestling. That hurt my throat. Although the bane of my existence. Sorry, bad pun. Take it, hey guys. I am just going to be doing reps and chatting with you guys as I go through it. So, if you want to join in, join in. If you're at home just doing your reps, that's even better. Just let me know afterwards in the comments that you did a session with me. Probably someone like Lachlan Adair. No, I'm joking. It's Lachlan Carpenter. Hasn't got anything better to do. Oh my goodness. That would have been great, Drew. I think I almost heard it from here, given that how big that ha was at the end. I'll be at New Farm Park tomorrow night. Will. Yeah, so I'll be studying tomorrow, and then heading in once I finish TAFE. So head in for I'll stay at TAFE until like 5 or something, and then just head straight there. Which will be good. So I mean, have a good little amount of time. Make sure that I can get some food on the way, and be heavy. That's what I like. But yeah. How's everyone else doing in the chat? What's crack-a-lackin'? Tell me what's going on. Anyone had anything interesting? Anyone got some issues with their training, their some aches and pains? I'm talking to people that aren't chatting at the moment as well as people that are. Yeah, just say good day if you want to. Alright? If not, I'm just going to keep going, guys, and talk to you when I can. Right, now I can go back down. Bam, I can go all the way down to that one. Good Drew. My right shoulder little thing I'm still dealing with, and bottom of wrist got a little tweak. Oh no! From last practice, normal stuff. Well, as long as it's normal stuff. For your wrist, anytime I have a wrist injury, I get my the gyro ball that creates force against or an orbiting force within the cylinder that you have. It just promotes a whole shit ton of blood flow. I do recommend it to anyone that has wrist issues. It just helps so much, and it's great for forearm pump and just, you know, forcing blood through there. So if you're I think they're pretty cheap. I think they're like probably like $10 for you, Drew, from freaking Amazon or something. Just get the self-starting one that you wind back first, and then it like pushes itself. Because the non-self-starting ones are an absolute pain to get started sometimes. Mine's like 7 years old or something, and it is a nightmare. I've got to upgrade to a new one. Feeling good. Ah. Yeah, they're great. Not self-starting. Well, yeah. I always find them annoying, dude. The moment that they brought out the self-starting one, I was like, oh, I want that now. But I couldn't justify it because my one worked perfectly fine at the time. Now, yeah, I always think that half the issues, like, I had, so the reason I actually got it, and Will like this, Will I am, I injured my wrist top rolling, and when I went to top roll, someone went into a flop top roll at the same time, so they kind of buried with their pronation and just drove across, and that pinched something right in the bottom of my wrist there, and I couldn't top roll for like 8 months. First 5 months I was like doing rehab and like grip stuff and just trying to blood flow with normal things, and then someone was like, oh, why don't you get a gyro ball? I was like, does it work? And they're like, oh yeah, just promotes thing, blah blah blah. I was like, oh, that's gonna hurt. But I looked it up, it was like $8 for like the cheapest one, and that's what I got. Yeah, sure enough, 3 months after I started using that, like I had no sign of freaking it getting better at the 5 month mark. And then the second that I got the gyro ball, I just felt it slowly getting better and better, and then like 3 months later, I was like, oh, I can top roll again. So, yeah. Don't knock the flop. I do knock the flop when it's not necessary. Keep your wrist first, alright? Don't just give it away. Arm wrestling's about a series of negatives. The more you can have and keep, the better that you're going to end up in the match. 9.9 times out of 10. AKA 99% of the time. Yeah, that's the one that I want to get to. They look really nice. I actually recommended it to someone at training like 2.5 months ago, and they bought one. I was like, oh, I haven't even got one yet. I need to get one. I really do need to get one. Well, after Nationals. Don't need it now, but you know, as my ninja myself at Nationals, trying to do some silly stuff. I'm committed to the win, so I'll put everything on the line to get there if I have to. Still 6 people in the chat. Thanks for hanging around, whoever the 6 people are. I appreciate the watch time. But yeah, bro, always. Oh gosh. And for those of you that are new in the hidden chat, this is what I'm going to call the people that aren't commenting. I had the goal. I had the goal for a long time. I've wanted to become the #1 arm wrestler in Australia, and win the super heavyweight title. So that's what I'm going for this year. So, yeah, interesting times. I have great competition up against me. Not everyone's showing up from what I can hear, but still, it should be a very stacked class, and one that I will be proud to be amongst on the day, and hopefully I can get the win. So, yeah, got to be Anthony surely. No, it was Bosco actually. So, unless you're playing with Anthony's ball, so. Lars Vigard Ascendi. Lars Vigard Ascendi. I probably butchered the shit out of that, and I apologise. I'll call you Lars and not try and say the rest of your name. I appreciate you commenting. This year, as in 2.5 months. That is correct. Not even 2.5 months. Nationals is 26 days away, or 590 hours. So. That's what the title of the video is about. Yeah. Elliot Charters, thanks, man. Trying to. I am currently 104.5 kilos, so I am really getting into my stride and getting prepped for Nationals. So this will be the money arm, if it can do it all. So yeah. My last name translates to Year Sand Island. Wow, that's a different one. Year Sand Island. Cool. All right. My first name is about the River Jordan, and my last name is from Son of David. So. Yeah, mine's pretty simple. I meant to look at. Yeah, no, probably. Anthony's definitely lurking there. He's just. Elliot Charters, how you going with training, dude? What's crack like? And Lars, do you arm wrestle? What's going on there? Yeah, Sand Island. Yeah, Sand Island. Yeah, Sand Island. Yeah, Sand Island. I can call you Wilson. A couple of people will get that. Just friends mostly. Nice. Oh, that's cool, man. How long have you been just arm wrestling with friends? And whereabouts are you from? Cool to have you in the chat. Don't think you've commented before. I try and remember when people have commented and not, but yeah, let me know. do some more shoulder, and then I'll do some cut, and then I'll do some top roll. Ooh, well done, man. Mamma Mia is the alien in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, Mamma Mia. Since 2019, I guess. Nice. I'm from a small town in Norway. Oh, nice. Awesome. Super small town. 1,200 people here. Nice. That's cool, dude. It's great that you've still got a couple of people that you can arm wrestle in somewhere so small. What got you into arm wrestling? Where did it all start? And are you going to the Hardanger Open in, what is it, February, I think? Aussie arm wrestler Jake Ward will be there. You can hang out with him and have teamwork. Maybe have, I don't know if it's your first comp, have you competed before? Let me know. 8 people in the chat. How are we all going? Oh, I say cup first. We only did top one. I gotta spin this thing around. Oh, why it's taking the taking my handle 3/4 of the way around. Oh, upwards cup this time. Boom. Check. Boom. Sorry, guys. You want to go there, but it's far for you. Never competed. 2 week ago. I mean, never 2 weeks to start. Everyone loses when they start, so don't be afraid to jump in and give it a go. Alright. There's always, there's always someone out there that's going to beat you. No one's invincible. The sooner you get started, and the sooner you get that exposure to other people and stuff like that, the faster you will progress, because you'll learn things that you'll never learn with your mates and stuff like that, and you'll, to me, gripping up with more variety of hands and stuff like that, and the elites and all that kind of thing, really makes you think about the sport and how you'd challenge those people, what you'd do to train to get to that level. Think about other people, learn about other people's training styles, and think about how you can apply that to best suit you. And the internet does help with a lot of that, but that hands-on experience and getting to feel what different guys are capable of doing with their hand and wrist and arm and stuff like that, it really does change quite a lot from person to person. Just my advice. Anthony, I'm hanging around and getting keen for nationals. I'm glad that you're getting keen for nationals, and you are a lurker. Is it going to be easy or difficult when Devon beats Dennis? I'm going to say difficult for the first 3 rounds for sure. I think Devon loses definitely the first one, as he usually does, and then comes back in very ugly fashion round 2, and then has a nice comfier round 3, still with a big hold off from Dennis, maybe a surge or 2 that opens Devon up, and then it's really going to be up to them as to whether they continue all 5 rounds like East vs West say they do. Is it going to be easy or difficult? Yep, I read that one. And then, ha ha ha, from Anthony. Sorry, from Will about Anthony. Oh, my goodness. Alright, top roll time. Time to top roll. Yeah. Where are we at? I saw someone comment. I know I lose my pronation, so my place heavy is too easy to attack. Well, there's only one thing you can do about that. Give up. No, train pronation. Sorry man, I will have a laugh quite often. I'll give you a bit of shit, but yeah, definitely train rise, pronation, and wrist flexion as your priority if you're losing your pronation. Yes, pronation is your issue, but it can be your rise can supplement some of the deficiency in losing the wrist, because you can outpost or rise someone, and then the wrist flexion can also help you by, once you get a little bit of extra height, that extra cup can make pronation a little bit easier for yourself. It makes it harder for your opponent to get around your wrist. Without giving too much away, mate, what's looking the strongest at the moment? Hook, top roll, press. They're all absolutely phenomenal compared to what they have been in the past. So my hook is definitely taken up a couple of extra strides. I felt pretty comfortable with Torben when I first gripped up with him last week, and I was holding Jamie Barrett's press, so and that was inside too. So like, I know Jamie Barrett's still 70 kilos, but yeah, it's still a lot of force that he can put down on that press. So pronation is all I can train at the moment with my broken finger. Why? Which finger? Oh, that's right. Just train the pronation. You can do hammer curls and stuff like that, dude. Chuck it straight through, just like you would there, and then train your back pressure, isolated, and then you can still probably do triceps and your shoulder. You can do supination. You can just wrap that around and then come in as well. Just wrap that around so that it wraps into your hand, and then just supinate into your opposite collarbone, and then you can have your fingers flat for that. You don't need to really do anything about it. So if that helps. I've been trying to low hand top roll lately, and that works really well against my friends. Low hand top rolling is lethal, especially against newer guys, because you disassemble their access to power really easily with the low hand top roll, and from that it kind of just progresses, because once you take someone's hand, their only access is then if they've still got some form, like if you're not cupping when you're doing a low hand top roll, they still have access to their bicep because they've just lost their wrist, but they've still got a pronation and rise aspect that they can come out the back and do a dirty king's move or something like that. But as long as you're keeping that cup engaged as well, or getting over the top of them, so even if you've got their wrist here, being here is going to be so much better. Yeah, hope that helps. That's good, the Drew, but make sure that you can also isolate that pronation to do just as much without the hammer curl. Yeah, so when you're doing your hammer curl pronations, make sure that it's not your bicep helping you get that pronation locked. What I like to do is pronate first and then do the hammer curl. So see how you still rise a little bit in your curl, and then you can come up. That's when you know, like when you know that your pronation is definitely at the same level as your bicep. You know that the second that your pronation is going, you know that your bicep's probably at its limit too, and you just kind of track where that's going. So, sorry guys, just got a message I need to check. Alright. Just work, it's okay. I have stronger wrist, but it all seems hard for me to remember cupping him. That's it, dude. And to be honest, when you're probably going with your mates, this is just from me not knowing much. You're probably, trying to show off at the same time a little bit, and make sure that you are the stronger guy. And often you'll put in a little bit of ego when you're doing that. Try and remove that. If you are the stronger guy that's getting their wrists and stuff like that, what you can do to make it harder for yourself, once you get their wrists, give it back, find a really good position where you can set in, and then try and take it again. Once you can do that a couple of times, then go into a nice, really low defensive top roll, and then come back from there. Give them back some of your cup, take it back again, let down your rise up and come over the top. Make it harder for yourself if you are getting ahead. And with the lack of cupping, just go into a training session saying, I need to make sure that I cup. Every time that I have some pronation, I need to cup. And then you just put all your effort into remembering that, and that's your main focus for the week, and you'll do so much better. 35 kilos, that's lightweight. That's fine. It's a small difference. I can supinate curl so much more weight than a standard. What was that? A standard curl. What's that mean, mate? It's press related. So you can supinate a curl way more than you can standard curl. So as in, when you're here, you can curl way more than if you're like hammer curling. It's probably about normal, dude, to be honest. It doesn't relate to the press, unless you're meaning like you're supinate, like you're fully like supinating up like that or something, which would still be great for your pec, by the way. Honestly, it's probably just something to do with the motion of hammer curling. Try changing it to maybe a band or a cable. So set up your a cable machine to do your hammer curls instead, and go direct straight back to the shoulder from there, and then try and do the same with a supinated grip. See if you can do the same that way rather than a weight, because maybe it's just a little bit comfier for your hand to hold, and your hand's the issue. When you're trying to hammer curl, you feel like you're losing your wrist and you can't, because when your weight's down there, that means that the whole the head of the weight is away from your body, whereas when you're in like this with your hammer curl, it technically leans in, so it makes it easier. And then when you're like this, it's even as well. So if you're not having the wrist strength in wrist rise, that could be your issue. Work in the worst positions in practice is how I feel. Tougher you make it for yourself there, the easier it will be in comp day. That's 100% what I started out doing. I had no one that was kind of around my level to train with on a regular, and everyone was stronger, so I was always in terrible positions or getting flash pinned. So I just had to learn how to get a stop, learn how to get into a good defensive position, because trying to get onto the A side was next to impossible for pretty much the first year and a bit for me, year and a half. So yeah, it probably took near on 2 years for me to be anywhere close to getting most of the guys into the A side on on a training day. So, what is the most boring muscle to train for me? Most boring muscle. Chop's pretty boring because you can only do like 4 or 5 exercises that actually translate to arm wrestling. And by chop I mean the deviation of your wrist. Yeah, I find that so boring because you can only do it so many different ways. And once you cycle through them a couple of times, you're like, oh, I'm doing this one again. I'm doing that one. Whereas pronation, you can change to all different styles, you bands and all this jazz, and it just, like, you can change your rise, you can just do a kettlebell off your rise. You can't really do the chop because it's such a small movement and stuff, like you'd need like a 4 kilo kettlebell. And by the time you've got a 4 kilo kettlebell, it's probably, yeah, just doesn't work. Legs, don't know what they are, sorry. Bosco, how we going? I was talking about you just earlier. Just did a solid 1 min with the gyro ball. Call me Devon. That endurance, Bosco, I'm impressed. Didn't I say 3 minutes when you got that thing? Oh, that's alright. Yeah, no, I was actually talking about you and your gyro ball earlier in the stream, if you weren't hanging around at the time. So you're going 90s at Nationals, aren't you, Bosco? Tell you what, from Queensland alone, the 90s is going to be like a stacked class. I mean, just in here, there'll be 3 guys, so Anthony, Will, and Bosco. And then you'll have potentially Sam Burnett, Jacob Tuxworth, Ruben Jennings. Geez, who else could you have? Just from Queensland, that's six guys. And then New South Wales got a shit ton. That could be a pretty decent sized class. 20-something guys. 89 this morning. That's awesome. Perfect form. Perfect form. And how's the wrist holding up, Bosco? Is that now in better shape this week? Feeling like it's coming through, or how are we going? Right, cup again. There you go. Jeez, a couple of comments came in. Let's go for like 20 seconds, guys. Calm down. My upper arms are definitely thicker. I should go hundreds. Might be less competitive. Definitely might be, but there's some lethal guys in that weight class that I wouldn't like to be around. I haven't pulled Hamza yet, Drew. We were at the same event August last year, and on the after pulls, so I was the ref for the day, and on the after pulls we just missed each other a couple times, and he was tired or I was absolutely gassed, but I saw him pull, impressive. He pulled someone that I train with and absolutely destroyed him, so I kind of took the level as somewhere way above that, and just impressive all round. So I'll be keen to see if he shows up to Nationals and if he pulls, how he does and all that kind of jazz. I believe Josh Barker and Lachlan Carpenter are banned for substance abuse. Is there any testing at your nationals? 123K, yes there is. And how do you feel about enhanced athletes competing at nationals? So yeah, it's their choice to jump in and compete. Both of those athletes kind of knew before the finals that testing was going to be done, and all they needed to do was just lay down in that last match, and they wouldn't have been tested because only the top guys got tested, like the first place got tested. So it really came down to themselves not letting go of that first place. They could have quite easily, gone around and just had a super match with them a couple of weeks later or something like that, to try and show that they could have won, or they are capable of beating them, but they didn't. It doesn't matter. Shit happens. They suffer the consequences now. They've got about 2 years left now on the ban, I think, because they only got 3 years. They're still involved with the Sydney club. They train with them. I've seen them jump in and help ref or support the local arm wrestling still. So they're still a part of the community. It's just, they just can't compete in the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation events, which sucks because they are great athletes. It's just they're taking enhancing substances that deem them not capable of competing anymore. Bosco, yeah, getting better. I need to test it out tomorrow. Plan on 2 more training, then 2 weeks of rest. Awesome. Is my BBP prohibited? I have no idea. What's your BBP? Just look up WADA. Whatever's big. I knew it was going to be something silly. I don't know what. Well done. Got me. Allows me to add back pressure when I flex my belly. Pushes you away from the table. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. Alright. Yes, that is prohibited. You now have to go into super heavies permanently, and pro events only. No getting around. On that note though, guys, I am going to wrap it up. I need to get some sleep. I had a nice full weekend of work, and I need to recover on my sleep times. I also need to finish this, so I'll do that before I head off. So if you've got anything else to say, just chuck it in now. I'll hit up and let you guys know, and then yeah, hopefully everyone can have a great night. That creatine's crunchy. Oh, and tangy. Late. So late. Yes, you are, Fox. But I appreciate you coming in. Bosco, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm feeling big, Fox. I'm 104.5 kilos at the moment. Probably a little bit more after all of this. But yeah. Feeling good, feeling strong, ready. See you tomorrow. Well, appreciate everyone coming in the chat. If you do watch the video till the end, afterwards, I appreciate you. Send a comment in the comment section and let me know that you watched it, and if you've got any suggestions for what you'd like to see on Reps with the Reacher, do let me know, and yeah, be awesome. Thanks, Fox. Definitely mega. I'll be interested to see, as you saw, 590 hours until Nationals, so absolutely do my best to kill it and see where it takes me. All right, once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. Until next time, keep wrapping it, and